Hey friends, it's your girl Marie Mays. Welcome or welcome back, depending on if you're an OG. You know it's been like a cool second since I've been on here, but we're back. So I'm here as your friend to help you win in wellness and propel in purpose. So as you can see by the title, we're doing Wellness Wednesdays. So actually I started this on my Instagram live, but I'm moving it here just to be able to be more consistent for you guys. So it'll be here weekly around 7 p.m. It should be uploaded. And for people who are like, okay, girl, what is Wellness Wednesday? I'm glad you asked. Wellness Wednesdays is basically just a safe space to be able to have transparent conversations and fresh perspective. I'll give you guys fresh perspective to help you walk and win in wellness. So that's basically the goal of Wellness Wednesdays. And it's so needed, y'all. It's so needed. It's crazy because this is something that I've always wanted to do, but I didn't know exactly what it would look like. And God is just moving through this. So anyways, okay, today's topic, child, let's just dive right in. Okay, today's topic is, are we there yet? Are we there yet though? Are we there? And I feel this one on a personal level. So when I say I understand, y'all, I get it. So are we there yet? / how to enjoy the journey. Are we there yet? How to enjoy the journey. So, and I just want to give a disclaimer because literally, y'all, with every single topic that I give, I pray over it and I'm like, okay, Lord, what do people need to hear? What do people need to be encouraged about? And the thing is that he won't let me talk about nothing that he don't have me go through myself, right? So I've been going through this past week as I've been preparing for you guys. And child, so when I say I understand, and it's real ghetto out here, but look, we gonna make it through, okay? So anyways, are we there yet? And how to enjoy the journey. So today, basically, if I'm looking down though, it's in my notes, and I'm gonna talk about why it's so hard for us to enjoy the journey. I'm gonna talk about how to actually enjoy the journey. I'll give you guys a few food for thought and journal prompts, and then I'll end it with some words of encouragement and just scriptures, pretty much. Okay. Whew, let's just dive right in. Okay. So, are we there yet? Why it's so hard to enjoy the journey. So some reasons why I think it's hard for us to enjoy the journey. Number one is because of our expectations and timelines and other people's expectations and timelines on us, right? So with our expectations and timelines, what I mean by that is, say for example, people are gonna be like, next year I'm finna be married next year. Next year I'm finna be in a relationship. I'm gonna move here, I'm gonna move there. And it's we put a timeline on when things should happen, or it's I'm gonna have kids by 25, I'm gonna be married by so-and-so. When we do that and we don't even run it by God, God's like, all right, I mean, you could say that, but who says that that's gonna happen? And then we getting frustrated throughout the journey because it's not looking like what we said. Whole time we made something up. We ain't run it by God. At the end of the day, he got the final say. So he's like, yeah, all right. Let's see how long that lasts, okay? So that's the tough part, y'all. So our expectations and timelines, and then other people's expectations and timelines projected on us. And with that, okay, so say for example, people are like, oh, it's almost like we allow people to project the timelines on us, and then we start feeling like something's wrong with us because we haven't met their expectations. And for example, people if you don't have this by a certain time, then something's wrong with you. If you're not married by 30, then something's wrong with you. Stuff like that. Other people's expectations and projected onto us can make it so hard to enjoy the journey. Especially when you're constantly reminded of the timeline. It's man, you're almost just dreading it. You're dreading the journey because you're thinking about the time so much, right? Another one is comparison culture. So with comparison culture, we're forced to see other people's journey, and we're forced to see how other people are living their journey. And I think it makes it so hard for us to walk in our own because we're constantly comparing, like, dang, like, what's she doing over there? Like, what's he doing over there? And it feels like what we're not doing is good. It's like, dang, well, am I even really doing something for real? We could be doing something major. We could be doing something that we was dreaming about last year. But when you see somebody else, now you thinking what you're doing is small because you see you're comparing. And social media and just our generation has made it so easy to be discontent. And so I feel like that is another reason why it's so hard to enjoy the journey. Another one is impatience. So I've heard people say, like, we have a microwave generation. And at first I was a little offended, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, don't be talking about my generation like that. But then I kind of sat on it and I was like, okay, they might be a little right. And I think what people mean by that is we're so used to everything being instant. And we think that that translates over into every area. So we're rushing everything. Like, we're rushing literally everything. We don't want to go through the process. We want quick results. We want instant influence. We want instant success. We want fast money. We want everything quick. And so it's making it hard to enjoy the journey whenever we're impatient and we're staring at the clock. It's hard to actually move whenever you're just staring at the clock. You're less likely to take action and get results when you're just staring at a goal and obsessing over it. Another one is it's hard to enjoy the journey because it exposes our areas of sensitivity and areas that we're self-conscious about. So the journey can make you really be forced to look at you and sit with yourself. And that's difficult because sometimes we're the only person who's keeping us stuck. Sometimes we're the only person to blame. And that's a hard pill to swallow. It's like, man, like, who wants to actually admit that they're the problem? Who wants to admit that, man, like, now I'm seeing what other people are seeing about me that might not say what they see about me, but now I'm really seeing it for myself, and it's a tough pill to swallow. Another reason it's hard is because it reminds us of our stagnation. We might have set a goal for ourselves 2-3 years ago, and we like, yeah, this the year, like 2023 finna be. And then the journey reminds us, dang, I'm still sitting on it. I haven't made any movement towards this goal. I'm still stuck in the same place that I was last year. I'm still battling with the same demons I was battling last year. Like, it reminds us of our stagnation. Going back to comparison culture, we see other people are past a certain point that we thought we would be at by now, but it reminds us that we haven't done the work. Another reason it's hard is because of a lack of faith. Child, that's self-explanatory. A lack of faith. If you don't believe that the journey is going to end, if you don't have anything to hope for, why are you even on the journey? Because the journey's tough and it's not built for weak. And if anybody's watching this video, I know you ain't built for a week because my friends ain't built for a week. I'm just saying. But lack of faith, if you don't have hope, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have anything to put your faith in, then the journey will make you weary. The journey will make you quit. It'll make you faint. And I'll have a scripture for that later to help you guys with that. Another reason it's hard to enjoy the journey is because it exposes our lack of endurance. A lot of us, with the quick results, we don't want to war over something. We don't want to wait. We don't want to go through the hard work of it. It shows that we give up whenever things get hard. Get out my business. Get out my business. It exposes our lack of endurance. Yeah, we're going to leave that one there. It's hard to enjoy the journey because it's uncomfortable, because of dysfunction, because of old habits. Old habits are comfortable. Old habits are more comfortable. So I wrote here, comfort is the culprit. Comfort is almost always the culprit, child. Like, comfort is what's keeping you from seeing your change. Comfort is what's keeping you stagnant. Comfort is the culprit. So in order to see that change, we're going to have to get uncomfortable. Like at the gym, child, so I got some goals. I got some fitness goals. And when I be at the gym, that pain sometimes just don't be feeling worth it. I'm not gonna lie. I be like, look, y'all can have it. Y'all can have the booty. You can have the booty. But then I be thinking, I'm like, nah, you know you want that. You know you want them goals. You know you want to see the results. Push through. So that's kind of how I have to tell myself along the journey. Like, if I stop now, where would I get? I'd be in the same spot, disappointed. And then the last one is lack of control. So the journey is unpredictable, and with the unpredictability, it makes us feel like we don't have control. And one thing that I know that everybody wants is control. Who don't want control? Like, the journey makes us have a lack of control. It's unpredictable. We don't know when it's going to end. We don't know what's coming next. We like, child, I'm just trying to make it out alive. Like, can we just wrap it up? And the journey exposes our need for control, and it exposes the fact that we don't have it. So those are the main reasons why it's so hard to enjoy the journey. And now we finna get into the good part about, okay, you're like, okay, Marie, we know it's hard to enjoy the journey, girl. Like, come on, like, yes, it's hard. How do I actually enjoy the journey? How do I not dread this? How do I push through? How do I endure through all of this, right? So how do I enjoy the journey? The first way that we can enjoy the journey is celebrating small and big wins. And what I mean by that is like treating every win as if it is a big win, celebrating your small wins as big wins. Because at the end of the day, can't nobody tell you what a win is to you. Nobody can tell you that your win is small, right? Like, for me, sticking to my meal plan might be a small goal, might be a small win to you, but for me, I'm like, that's major. Like, that's one step closer to my goal. Or for you, like, say somebody pissed you off in traffic, you didn't cuss him out, you ain't even flip them off, you ain't cuss him out, you ain't look over at the window because you know you wanted to. And I might be like, okay, good for you, small win. No, that's a big win for somebody who has anger problems, right? So can't nobody tell you how big or small your win is. So treating every win like it's a big major win is going to help you enjoy your journey more. It's going to help you talk to yourself better, and it's going to help you value the progress that you're making along the way and not only focus on the end goal, right? And so something that I like to say, that I say often, is the beauty lies in the journey of becoming. When you think of the journey as beautiful, when you think of your journey as your becoming, how do I say what I'm trying to say? Like, when you think of the journey as you becoming a better version of you, when you think of it as a journey instead of a destination, it helps you on the process of becoming. When you see like, man, like what I was struggling with a year ago, like I'm pretty proud of myself. Like, I'm not struggling with the same things that I was last year. Like, I've overcome that. Like, there's beauty in seeing that. Okay, anyway, so the next way we can enjoy the journey. So, okay, I say the analogy, bowling with bumpers. And what I mean by this, so the representation I want y'all to think about is when you're at the bowling alley, and first off, yeah, mind your business, because yes, I still bowl with the bumpers. And after this analogy, maybe you should start bowling with the bumpers too. So bowling with bumpers, think about you're in a bowling alley, right? And you keep the bumpers on the side. Whenever the ball tries to knock up against it, the ball isn't going to go in the alley because the bumpers are going to keep it right in its own lane. It's going to keep it on track. And mentally, we need to bowl with bumpers, basically staying in your own lane, because our thoughts are going to try and go off in the alley. Our thoughts are going to try and go off into other people's lanes. So it's important for us to bowl with bumpers, stay in our own lane, keep tunnel vision, right? Laser focus, run your own race, stop looking at what everybody else is doing. And that'll make it so much easier to enjoy your journey whenever you're bowling with bumpers. You kind of having like the blinders on the side. So just think of that analogy and mind your business. I'm kidding. Okay, another one is giving yourself grace. So that one is pretty self-explanatory. We can be really difficult on ourselves, and whenever we set these big goals for ourselves and we don't reach them right away, we'll feel like we're failing. We'll feel like we haven't made any progress at all. So just being gentle with yourself. I've seen this confirmation literally like everywhere the past few weeks is just relax, 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 relax. Like be gentle with yourself, like relax, like you're trying, you're doing your best. Another one, this one is so much easier said than done, y'all. Another one is releasing the timeline. So the more we obsess over a thing, the less actions we actually take to get it done, the less actions we actually take to make steps towards reaching the goal, right? So releasing the timeline, how we talked about earlier, I want this by a certain date, I want this by a certain age. A lot of times whenever yes, it's good to have goals, and yes, it's good to, by faith, declare things over our lives, but it's different when it's out of alignment with what God says, because a lot of times we can have hopes and desires for ourselves, but the Bible says at the end of the day, the Lord's will prevail. And don't be so held bound to your timeline that you're not enjoying the journey, because it's at the end of the day, whenever you're walking with God, you got to be able to ebb and flow, because child, when I tell you he gonna give you a plot twist, he gonna give you a plot twist with no warning. And it's like, come on, like, bruh, come on, like, give me a break. I mean, for real, like, be for real. So releasing the timeline. And then the last one is don't forfeit the fruit. Don't forfeit the fruit. And the only way you forfeit the fruit is by quitting. Don't quit, y'all. Don't quit. That's the only way that you won't ever see results. That's the only way that you won't ever get there. Don't forfeit the fruit. Man. And I know it's so much easier said than done, because y'all, the journey's tough, especially depending on what your journey is. Every journey is tough, but some journeys are harder than others. And sometimes it feels like quitting is the only option because it's so tough. You're like, man, like, I've been on this too long. I truly don't know how I can keep going with this. When you quit, you'll have to live with that regret of not knowing the blessing on the other side, or not knowing what you would have reached if you had just kept going a little longer. So don't forfeit the fruit. Don't forfeit the fruit. I don't know who needs to hear that, but if you don't listen to anything else I say, don't forfeit the fruit. Okay. And then just some food for thought for you guys. So this one here got me as I was writing it. I was like, oh, this is gonna come for somebody's neck. And okay, the question is, are you really waiting on God for something, or is he waiting on you? I said it, and I'm gonna say it again. Are you really waiting on God for something, or is he waiting on you? Only you can answer that question. I want you guys to really like sit and think on that question. Like, man, like, the things that I've been praying for, I say I'm waiting on God, but is he really waiting on me to take the next move? What's the last thing that he told me to do? Have I even been doing that? Have I been thinking I'm waiting on the next step or instruction, but I haven't even been following the last thing he told me to do? Because I'm not trying to get all Bible study today, but he's not going to give you any new instructions if you haven't done the last thing he said. Oh, my neck is hot. My neck is hot. And that's just the truth. That's hard, because I'm somebody who wants all the steps. I'm nosy. I'm like, look, I need the blueprint. And he's like, let's just stick with step 1. You haven't even done that. How about that? And I'm like, okay. So yeah, are you really waiting on God for something, or is he waiting on you? And then I have a few journal prompts for you guys. So the first one is, if you got the thing you've been wanting, praying for, dreaming of, that opportunity, that idea, think of that dream. If you got it right now, would you actually be able and ready to maintain it? Maintain all that comes with it. So would it be more like a blessing right now, or would it be a burden? If you got the thing that you've been wanting, praying for, dreaming of, that opportunity, that idea, whatever it is, if you got it right now, would you actually be ready and able to maintain it and all that comes with it? Because a lot of times the things that we're really wanting, we don't realize the backside of what it comes with. And sometimes we feel like we're being delayed, but we might be ready for the thing itself, but we might not be ready for what it comes with. So never be upset if you feel like unless you're just doing something to delay yourself, don't be upset with the timing of something, because really it's working out for your good. Okay, the next prompt, and I'm gonna link all the journal prompts down there below, so you guys can because I really want you guys to take out your journals and think this through, because this is something only you can answer, and you really got to be truthful with yourself, because that's the only way you're really gonna be able to grow and learn. I'm trying to just help you guys, assist y'all to reach, your next level of purpose, and finding out who you really are, and why you think the way you do. And these journal prompts gonna make you do that, child. Okay, so the second one is, what areas in my life do I need to release the timeline in? What areas in my life do I need to release the timeline in? What areas in my life do I need to release the timeline in, Marie? And then the last one is, what areas in my life are stagnant because I keep shortcutting the journey? What areas in my life are stagnant because I keep shortcutting the journey? Oof. You only delaying yourself when you keep shortcutting, and that's tough. That's tough. Okay, so those are the journal prompts, and then I'm just going to give you guys a few scriptures of encouragement, and we'll wrap it up. So the first one we got is Hebrews 10:36, and I'm reading this from the Amplified Version. It says, "For you have need of patient endurance to bear up under difficult circumstances without compromising, so that when you have carried out the will of God, you may receive and enjoy to the full of what is promised." One more time. For you have need of patient endurance to bear up under difficult circumstances without compromising, so that when you have carried out the will of God, you may receive and enjoy to the full of what is promised. Okay. My favorite part is to the full, but you can only do that without compromising. To bear up under difficult circumstances without compromising. A lot of times we want to hear the good part in the verse, and we don't want to hear the requirements to get to the full of it, right? But so reflect on that scripture. Another one is Isaiah 40:31. You might have heard this before, but if not, let me put you on, baby. 40:31. Okay, and this is from the NLT version. So it says, "But those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar high on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." But those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar high on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. I love that. Basically, you don't have to be strong by yourself. You find your strength in God, and He's going to help you soar. He's going to help you run. He's going to help you walk without giving up, without growing faint, without quitting, all of that. And then the last one I got for you guys is Philippians 4:12 verses 13. So Philippians 4:13 is super popular scripture, but a lot of times I realize people don't read verse 12. Then I'm like, okay, you know what? We're finna read both of these. So it says, "I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I've learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it's with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or with little. I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." So I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I've learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it's with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or with little, for I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. So no matter what point you are on your journey, whether you're approaching the end, whether you're just starting it, whether you're lacking right now, whether you're in abundance right now, all of this is through Christ who gives us strength. Another confirmation that the journey might be hard because you're trying to do it in your own strength. Let God help you. That's what He's there for, right? So I hope that this was helpful for you guys and encouraging for somebody. Let me know if I can pray for you guys in any way, or if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like this video, just so I can pop up on other people's timelines and bless somebody's day. And don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be back weekly on YouTube to holla at your girl. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.